Shalom, good morning. So, here we are. This is my chair that Bear made me. Thank you so much. This is a table that Squid made us. Thank you so much. You guys were just an amazing family to me. And Squid, we haven't met, but I look forward to it because I know it's going to happen one of these days. So, today's video is about 30-year-old MREs. And you'll have to excuse me, I do have a GoPro on my head because when I cut it open, I want to have that view and this view of this food. And I'm not trying to say, my contention is not that this stuff would actually be edible, but I have a suspicion it's either going to look like mush or it might actually have preserved pretty well because, well, you've seen the packaging, but I mean, this stuff is so old. Look at this. We got moth, larva, cocoons on there and everything else. You probably can feed this to your chickens, and I'm probably going to. I just wanted you guys to come along on the journey because this is what we have, like a case of this stuff up at High Prairie Acres. And we've just been dragging around for years, can't throw it away, so I thought it would be an interesting video just to see. So this one is, let me get this guy going. Alright, so this is beef diced with gravy. And it's already torn, so I'm just going to tear it right there. And I'm not going to, well, I guess I could put the package on the table, but I don't want to run out of room here. Alright, so this is the beef diced with gravy. Oh, I guess they aren't whole thing. It's just the actual, okay, there's no crackers and stuff. This is just the actual entree. Alright, so this is beef diced with gravy. And it's already torn, so I'm just going to tear it right there. And I'm not going to, well, I guess I could put the package on the table, but I don't want to run out of room here. Alright, so this is the beef diced with gravy. Oh, I guess they aren't whole thing. It's just the actual, okay, there's no crackers and stuff. This is just the actual entree. This video won't be as long as I thought it was. Alright, so this is beef diced with gravy. You can hear a ridgeback. Alright, so this is beef diced with gravy. You can hear a ridgeback panting in the background. Woo! Now, I don't know what this looks like normally, but to me, that does not look that different. Maybe beef diced with gravy in your household looks different than this, but this is kind of how beef diced with gravy is going to look. Kind of red and meaty with a brownish gravy, no doubt made from beef broth. Woo! Now, I don't know what this looks like normally, but to me, that does not look that different. Maybe beef diced with gravy in your household looks different than this, but this is kind of how beef diced with gravy is going to look. Kind of red and meaty with a brownish gravy, no doubt made from beef broth or something. Tell you what about the ridgeback, I'll eat it. Let's see. Yeah, it still smells. It's got that kind of canned meat smell, but it's certainly not rotten. Pastor, can you tell me if that's what it normally looks like? That's beef diced with gravy.
It looks a little mushier.
A little mushier?
Than it used to, yeah.
Tell you what about the ridgeback, I'll eat it. Let's see. Yeah, it still smells. It's got that kind of canned meat smell, but it's certainly not rotten. Pastor, can you tell me if that's what it normally looks like? That's beef diced with gravy.
It looks a little mushier.
A little mushier?
Than it used to, yeah.
Well, you'd expect that after.
You had like clearer, nicer corners kind of thing. It doesn't really look diced. It looks more like
mush.
Puree.
But it doesn't smell
broken
bad.
Down.
Yeah, but it doesn't smell
it.
Bad. I'm not. How many times do I have to say it? I'm not gonna eat.
You had like clearer, nicer corners kind of thing. It doesn't really look diced. It looks more like
mush.
Puree.
But it doesn't
it's
smell
broken
bad.
Down.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Don't eat
smell
it.
Bad. I'm not. How many times do I have to say it? I'm not gonna eat this stuff.
Okay.
All right,
feed it to a dog, feed it to your dog.
Right, I will probably let him eat it. He seems very interested in it, but I want to get through the other two before we go on to that. So I had bowls for in case there were the peaches and all that other stuff, but this is just the entree. So this is a scalloped potatoes with ham. I'm sure you can't read that, but you'll be able to read it off the GoPro. Ingredients: ham, which of course we wouldn't eat anymore, scalloped salt, sodium nitrate, smoke flavoring, frozen potatoes. So if you've got one of those freeze dryer deals, this is the same kind of potatoes you would have. Powdered vegetable shortening, modified food starch, butter, onion powder, lecithin, white pepper, and ground celery seeds. So really, it's not that, doesn't have, I mean, the ham's got some interesting sodium phosphate, sodium erythorbate, but that stuff's salt, really. And this has got some kind of larvae thing on it, too. Packed by Star Food Processing Incorporated, San Antonio, Texas. And inspected by the Department of Agriculture. So it's, you know, it's a pretty well-regulated food that we're feeding to our soldiers. Okay, so scalloped potatoes with ham. Let's see what this guy looks like. It's got some numbers on it and stuff. Do the pull tab. Alright, here it comes. And that looks a lot like potatoes and ham. Not gonna lie. Like, in theory, you could boil this pretty good for 15 minutes, and even if it wasn't good anymore, it wouldn't poison you. But I mean, seriously, that does not look that weird to be scalloped potatoes and ham. And this looks more like dog food, but I mean, the way it smells like canned meat. It doesn't smell rotten, because I know what rotten food smells like. Oh good, Pastor's gonna make background noise for my video. Thanks a lot. Okay, and this one is ham slice with natural juices. I don't think I showed you the beef one. Beef diced with gravy. Okay, so let's look at the ham. Did you look at the ham and potatoes, Pastor? Not that we would eat it, but I mean...
Again, it looks mushier than it used to. The potatoes were like cleanly sliced.
Okay, so mushier. Well, 30 years of breaking down, right? And they were hot and cold and hot and cold. You expect them to break down. But again, it doesn't smell rotten. Okay, so here we are, our ham with natural juices. Cured with water, salt, sugar, sodium phosphate, sodium erythorbate, smoke flavoring, and sodium nitrate. So basically, it's got some interesting sodium phosphate, sodium erythorbate, but that stuff's salt, really. And this has got some kind of larvae thing on it, too. Packed by Star Food Processing Incorporated, San Antonio, Texas. And inspected by the Department of... curing it, or salt, or sugar, or smoke. I mean, smoke will also cure meat. And I think there are probably videos online of people smoking meat and how long they last. It can last at least a year, I think. So, oh, this one's kind of tougher. I'm just going to cut it for the sake of getting this thing opened up. Alright, so this ham looks very much like the ham in the other container. It's kind of the same pinky red color. And again, it smells like canned meat. Kind of the same like pinky red color. And again, it smells like canned meat, like tuna fish and things that you buy that way. And I mean, certainly not rotten. Things that you buy that way. And I mean, certainly not rotten. And if stuff hits the fan scenario, I know Pastor said don't eat it, but I think if you cooked it 15 minutes like you're supposed to, you probably could eat it with no ill effects. So I'm going to try giving it to my dog real quick, just to see what he thinks. Come here, Hazak. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Oh yeah, he's eating the heck out of that. Right. He's eating the heck out of that. Right, here, let me see if I can get him into where you can see him doing this. No, now. Here we go. Right there. Oh, yeah. He is eating the heck out of that beef. So, in the very, very smallest, least instant, now he's taking over the limelight. in the very least instant, you could use it as pet food. So if you have older MREs, don't throw them away. They're not completely without use. Thanks for coming along on the ride with me. We'll see you next time. Shalom. Bless you. He is eating the heck out of that beef. So in the very, very smallest, least instant, you could use it as pet food. So if you have older MREs, don't throw them away. They're not completely without use. Thanks for coming along on the ride with me. We'll see you next time. Shalom. Bless you. Oh yeah, he ate the snot out of that. He's licking it off the porch. Good thing I had some lawnmower background noise. I know, I don't think it will have affected it. Oh, I need to turn this guy off. I don't need to. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just take it up there and show the chickens eating it. So we're going to feed this pork stuff to the chickens, because we're not going to eat it. Oh, Suka wants a little bit. Alright, Suk. Yeah, your son had some, huh? There you go. Chickens! Come here, chickies! Come on, chickies! Oh, heck yeah, the chickens are going to eat the snot out of that, too. Come here, chickie! Come here, chickie! And what they'll do is they will make protein out of that for us. Excellent.